Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Woo. Thank you for that generous introduction, President Bottomley, or should I say K-Bot, as I understand you're called. Of course, I'd like to recognize the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, alums, all who have contributed to the extraordinary Wellesley experience. A round of applause for them, please. To the parents, the grandparents, the family, friends, without whose support and love this day would not have been possible. Congratulations to all of you as well. And of course, the class of 2013. This is your day, and we are so deeply proud of you, not just for all you've accomplished while at Wellesley, but for all that we know that you will do in the future as you evolve from women who will to women who do. Congratulations to you as well. So today is a very big deal for me, too. This is my first commencement address at an all-women's college. Yep. It's the first time that I've been chosen to speak by the speakers, all of you. So thank you so much. It is an honor for me to be your 135th commencement speaker. Now, knowing that some of you are tweeting and Instagramming, that adds a little pressure to the moment for me. But to keep me at ease, I brought along two of my dearest peeps who are also cousins. Hillary Baltimore and Kelly Dibble, both Wellesley alums. And they've even brought their daughters, Hannah, age 11, Isabel and Jessica, both age 14. Yep, brought them along. In fact, I overheard them telling their daughters that after the commencement, they're heading over to Tower Court and then the library, checking out the view of Lake Waban. Not very subtle, are they, moms? I think they're going to be applying here, too. Now, my cousins have been sharing tales with me about Wellesley for more years than they would care for me to mention. And through their stories, I've grown to appreciate just how special your time here has been. This is a magical place that for 4 years has nurtured, challenged, motivated, and empowered you. You've mastered academic rigor of the highest degree, enriched with countless deeply meaningful conversations that have changed your minds and changed the minds of others. You've developed an insatiable curiosity, intellectual curiosity, that will lead to a lifelong love of learning. You've trayed down the hill, rolled hoops, steps sung, laughed, cried, and grown, all with friends who I am confident you will treasure for life. And today you've earned a diploma that codifies not just how much you know, but it also reflects who you have become. Now, when I think back on my own college days compared with yours, there are a few things that are different. I wore bell-bottoms. You wear skinny jeans. I listened to Diana Ross, still do. You danced to Beyonce. When I was in college, we didn't have cell phones or even call waiting, which made it easy to duck calls you didn't want to have. A tumbler was something that we used for cocktails. The only Facebook page that I had was in my yearbook, and Congress was full of too many men who thought they should decide how to make decisions for women. Well, I guess some things haven't changed. So today is, of course, your commencement, a new beginning of the next phase of your life. And if you're feeling anything like I was in my early 20s, you're a little bit uncertain about what lies ahead. The truth is, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to fail, you're going to succeed. But I hope that you'll discover, sooner rather than later, how to live life on your terms. And to get started, I'll share some of the advice from lessons that I've learned, often the hard way, along my journey since I was in your seats a long, long, long time ago. So, let's begin. First, you got to be flexible. If you're willing to be flexible, you will find your true passion. So don't restrict your options and limit your potential with arbitrary self-imposed deadlines. During my senior year of college, I made what I thought was the perfect plan. First, I'd head straight to law school. Then I would find and marry the love of my life by the time I was 26. Have my first baby by 30, ever mindful of my biological clock, and make partner at a great law firm by the age of 31. That was my plan. Well, I went straight to law school. I married the figurative boy next door. After practicing for 3 years at an excellent law firm, I moved to another firm that I thought was even more prestigious. My daughter was born just before my 29th birthday. Right on schedule, huh? Well, not so fast. By 30, I was separated from my husband, and the same year, I clearly remember sitting in my lovely office with a magnificent view and staring at a very lucrative paycheck and bursting into tears because I was miserable. So I had a decision to make. Keep following my plan, that perfect plan, or be honest with myself and search for my true passion. A year earlier, at the recommendation of Jean Allard, a senior woman partner at my firm and my first real mentor, I had participated in a Young Leaders program that exposed me to a diverse range of business and civic and political leaders, all working to make Chicago better. That experience motivated me to finally consider public service. So I took a leap of faith, and I began my career in the public sector. I moved out of that cushy office and into a tiny cubicle with a view facing an alley. But from my very first day, I knew that I was right where I belonged. And as a bonus, 4 years later, I hired a brilliant young lawyer with whom I instantly bonded because she too had become disenchanted with the law firm life, and she wanted to serve her community. Her name was Michelle Robinson. Woo. And when we met, she was engaged to this skinny guy with a funny name named Barack Obama. And the rest, well, you know the rest. Now, I'm not promising that if you join local government that you'll make friends with the future president of the United States of America, but I do encourage you all to consider public service at some point in your career, either through a full-time government position or through part-time community service. Goodness knows we would all be a lot better off if there were more women in Congress. But the lesson really is it is so healthy to explore so that you may discover unanticipated detours that will actually hasten your achievement of your dreams. Do not blindly ignore opportunities to change course, and certainly do not let others impose their priorities on you. Right. From the neurobiologist who becomes an author of children's books, to the editor of Law Review, who I know so well, who decided to run for state senate, to the mother of 3 who decides to go back to school when her children are older because she always dreamed of being a doctor, to the mom or dad who decides to scale back their responsibilities at work in order to spend more time with their children. These are not decisions that should be judged by others. These are decisions that reflect the choices that people make living their own lives. But to do this requires you to push beyond that comfort zone and to be resilient, which is my second lesson. Please be resilient. I guarantee that everyone here who challenges the status quo, you're going to face criticism, you're going to face disappointment and setbacks. Change is hard, very hard, as we have learned. You'll make mistakes, you'll fail, you'll face rejection. In fact, if you never slip and fall, I would say that you're being too cautious. Don't let fear debilitate you. And, for example, I used to be petrified of public speaking. Hard to believe, right? I avoided it at all costs until I landed a big job where one of my principal responsibilities was public speaking. Well, fear of failure motivated me to practice over and over and over again. And slowly I began to realize that just because I was nervous did not mean I had to show it. And over time, what once took courage, I now enjoy. And you don't have to turn every one of life's injustices into a thing. No matter how hard you may try, not everyone is going to like you, or even like what you have to say, or show you the respect that you have shown one another during your time here at Wellesley. I remember this every single time I look at my Twitter feed, which is daily. You will inevitably encounter people, both professionally and in your personal life, who try to shine at your expense and undermine you wherever they can. They'll deliberately try to hold you back and break your spirit. Be patient, keep focused on doing your best, shrug, laugh, bounce back, and over the long haul, you'll earn your colleagues' respect, your bosses will recognize your talents, and your true friends will reveal themselves. And if they don't respect you after you've given it a fair shot, go back to lesson number 1. Be flexible, move on, prove them wrong. The best possible revenge is success.